Welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you would, take a second to go down towards the bottom and hit the like and subscribe button. That helps me out and I do appreciate it. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Hot Toys Armored Batman 2.0 figure based on his appearance in the Batman v Superman film by Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder's film borrowed heavily, and I'm using the term borrowed generously, from Frank Miller's work, The Dark Knight Returns. Anyway, let's get the box off the turntable and take a closer look at it. Starting off in the front, we have an image of the figure in his armored form, the title, Armored Batman 2.0, the Hot Toys logos, and very subtly, in kind of the reflective mesh, you have two other images of Batman, which you can tell when you move the box. It's kind of a cool effect. On the side, you have Batman's shoulder continuing, Batman v Superman, Armored Batman. On the back, all the legal information and their store locations. Nothing too exciting, but you do have the Bat logo. On the side, just like the other one, Armored Batman. On the top, Armored Batman. All right, let's remove the slipcover and see what's underneath. Here you've got a window. You can see the figure, some of the alternative pieces and accessories. Around the back, you have another image of the figure with the bat symbol over him, and once again, Armored Batman, in case you were confused which figure you bought. Let's open him up, take a look at the clamshell. Here he is. Figure, alternate head, battle damage stuff, spear, accessories, and on a lower level, the base and the wiring for the light-up features. Let's get Batman out and take a look at him. Okay, here he is, straight out of the box. And I got to tell you, this might be the heaviest figure in my collection. He has a ton of die-cast parts. And we'll get into that when we take a closer look at him in a minute. But first, let's see what else Hot Toys decided to give us. Okay, here's everything he comes with, starting with his display base. On the front, Batman v Superman and Armored Batman. Towards the back, what looks like the destroyed top of the JLA symbol. It's rocky debris all around. It's well sculpted. It's not, super detailed because it's just broken concrete and dirt, but it looks good. It also has this party trick. You pull out that rock, and that's where you can put the waist clamp on the clear pole, which I always like. It's nice. The figure is so bottom heavy that you don't even really need the waist clamp. So being able to hide that hole with the rock works pretty well. You also get his weapons. The first one here is the grenade launcher, which is what he used to fire kryptonite at Superman on the rooftop. The stock extends, but the barrel does not slide open. It's all one molded piece. It's well done. The metal clips on the side look good. It doesn't come with any kind of strap, but it's well done. It's well sculpted. It's got a little bit of weathering on it, but not too much. You also get the two little grenades. The one that is fired from the gun and the one that Superman catches, which expands and then emits the kryptonite dust. You have to slide those down the barrel of the gun to get them in there if you wanted to do that. You get his grapple gun, but no grapples or hooks or lines or anything. But again, it's a well-sculpted piece. The handle looks good. The wrapped cord around the mechanism all looks good. It's well done. It looks a little bit weathered, but not as severely as it should, I think. But still, it's a solid piece. After that, you get the kryptonite spear. This is actually really nice. It's well sculpted. The kryptonite is semi-translucent, and it does have a light-up feature, which we'll show you in a minute. You split it in the middle, then you plug in a tiny cord. The cord fits in a groove, and then you just put it back together again. Plug it in, and the kryptonite lights up. You then get a bunch of hands. I like these. They're all well sculpted. They're weathered, and they're all designed for a purpose. This one, for example, holds the grenade launcher along with the left hand that holds the front of the grenade launcher. He also comes with fists that are installed on the figure right out of the box. They've got little details within what would be the rubber part of the glove. The metal looks good. This is to help either hold the spear or just basically a gripping hand. This is, again, designed to hold the spear. I'll tell you, these hands, they're made of kind of a softer rubber, but the fingers are so thick that heating them up to get everything in them is not a bad idea. This hand is for the line launcher. And again, I would heat these up before trying to get the line launcher in his hand. Comes with 3 different face plates. This standard solemn one, which is installed on him. This angry one. And they all look like Ben Affleck. They attach by magnets by sliding in a slot underneath the mask, which is a pretty ingenious way to do it. And the teeth are all inserts. This just kind of angry gritted teeth one. And you can see that, again, the teeth are a separate piece. So there's definitely some dimension, and it looks very well done. Moving on from there, you start into the battle damaged. Here's the battle damaged head sculpt. Again, it looks like a pissed off Ben Affleck, which I really like. A bunch of scratches. The eyes do move. You can put your finger on the inside. There's plenty of room to move the eyes around. You can see the edges of his torn regular mask. Very well done. You get the battle damaged chest piece. Unfortunately, this is plastic. Also, the battle damaged head sculpt is plastic, while the one that comes on the body is die cast. It looks good. In all honesty, the paint job between the plastic and the metal, it's hard to tell which is which. Hot Toys has really gotten good at that. Plastic battle damaged shoulder pads. This one is the left-hand shoulder. It's all just really scratched up. Here's the right side. It is far more beat up. It looks like Superman tried to grab him or something. You also get one, this would be the right hand, arm guard. You can see where the fins are all bent up. There's a bunch of scratches and stuff on it. It looks good. In addition to that, you also get a battle damaged cape. It's dirty, it's grimy, it's got a bunch of tears and holes in it, and it's got wires in it, which the standard cape does not. It's all tattered at the bottom. We'll take a closer look at that when we get it on the figure. Last thing it comes with are 2 short wires and the junction box for the light up features. Let's take a closer look at good old armored Batman. Starting off with his head sculpt. It looks like Ben Affleck, even underneath the steel helmet and the regular Batman mask, which you can see the edges of underneath the steel. And this standard head is completely made of die cast. Moving on down, he has the canvas-like strap that goes across his neck. His cape clips into the top, and the chest plate is also made of metal. His abdomen pieces are plastic along with his belt, but the top of his thighs are back to metal, along with the gauntlets on the side and these gold accents. Let me tell you something, those gold fins are actually really sharp this time because they are die-cast metal. The shoulder pads are metal, but the linkage is plastic. Moving down, the boots are also all die-cast, and it has the spikes on the bottom that are directly out of the film. The kneecaps are plastic, but the thigh pieces are, again, die-cast. This is a lot of die-cast on this figure, maybe the most of any figure I've got. Around back, you can see that the armor continues underneath the cape with a spine support, and you can see the costume itself unzips. The cape is actually a really nice drape cape, but it's not wired. We'll take a closer look at that in a minute. Overall, the appearance of this figure is very imposing. So when we take a look at the cape, it is weathered and tattered along the bottom. You can see the whole cape is filthy. And it's thin material, even though it's 2-ply, it drapes nicely. I wish it had some wires in it so you could make some dynamic poses when he's not in his battle-damaged look. But I do like the fact that it drapes well. I still think they could have put some wires down the sides to give it a little bit more action than it has. All right, let's switch out the face plates. This is the standard one he comes with. And we can switch it over to hear the angry one. He's gritting his teeth. He's not happy. But it still looks like Ben Affleck. All the faceplates do, which is really kind of nice. You can see the 5 o'clock shadow. And now he's pissed, wondering why Superman's mother has the same name his did. If you've watched the movie, you get that. Let's show you how you light this guy up. When you pop his head off, on the inside you can see that little itty-bitty input for the cord. You stick the cord in there, you turn on the backpack, you find yourself a USB-C cord because they don't include one, and you plug it in and his eyes light up. They're really bright. They look really good, and this is with the lights on in the light box. Here you can do the same thing with his kryptonite spear with the kryptonite lit up. Again, it's super bright. I dimmed the lights a little bit here in the light box, but even with them fully on, it's very, very bright. It's very effective. I am going to try and figure out how to run some cords in my display cases so I can get him lit up. Now let's switch him over to his battle damaged appearance. Okay, start of things, you take his head off. I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but that's how you start. After his head, the cape and bandolier comes off. So now we're stuck with this. After this, the chest plate. It unclips from the sides, and then you've got to ease it off his top. It is interesting to note that on this suit, he actually has the bat. It is a full bat suit underneath this armor, which is nice. Shoulder pads are next. They just pop off. Pretty simple. And then you slide on the battle damage parts. This is kind of a tight fit, and when you clip them in, be careful. Put on his battle damaged head. Here he looks possessed because the eyes haven't moved. After that, it's the shoulder pads. This is the right one, which is more damaged. If you get confused, if you look underneath on the bottom, there's a little R imprinted in there to let you know that one goes on the right-hand side. Once you get them all together, this is the look you get. You can tell the cape has a wire in it. But this is a great look. Hot Toys has gotten so good at painting plastic to look like metal. You honestly can't tell the difference, really, between what was plastic parts and what was the die-cast parts. There's a slight shade variation, but it's really minor. And because the legs were all die-cast, the figure still has a substantial amount of weight to him. Getting a little closer look here, I fixed the eyes. That's clearly Ben Affleck underneath the battle damage mask. Again, you can see the standard Batman masks poking out from the edges, but now there's just a bunch more damage to it. It's scratched, it's all tore up. To move the eyes, they give you a tool, but there's plenty of room inside the head sculpt where you can just stick your finger in and move the eyes around. Pretty simple. Getting that back on the body. You can see the battle damage running down across his shoulder, over his collar. You can see what look like handprints or finger engravings on the inside of the chest plate. And I love the bent fins on the arm gauntlet. There's a bunch of scratches all over the place. And again, the cape is seriously damaged, tattered, torn, dirty, and wired. And the wires are pretty strong, so you can give it the wind-blown effect or make it look as dynamic as you want. Let's get him back in his non-battle damaged look and see how he moves. His head will turn left and right. It pivots a little bit, looking down to there, which is not bad. Looking up to there, which is not so good. And if you lean him back as far as he'll go, he still is not looking up very high. So you better hope Superman is flying in low. His arms have a butterfly joint at the top, and they will go up and down a little bit. They raise up to the front to there. A little restricted by the outfit. Out to the side, his shoulder guard will lift up and you can get him out to there. Arm will bend at about 90 degrees, maybe 91 degrees, before the armor meets the bicep. And there is a twist up at the top of the bicep. He will crunch forward to about there, which is to say almost none at all. Very little. The armor is super restrictive here. Same thing with twisting back and twisting and pivoting. There's a little bit, but not much. The armor is extremely restrictive. His legs will not go out to the side much at all due to the armor meeting the belt. They will go forward to there. Double bend at the knee, which will get you just a little bit past 90 before it meets armor to armor. Not much at all, just like with the elbow. And a twist up at the top of the thigh. Foot is on a ball joint, tilt forward and back, and a little bit of pivot. All in all, the armor is pretty restrictive. I'm not too surprised by that. So now let's see who we can compare him to. First up, we have Hot Toys Armored Batman 1.0. The new one is superior in just about every way, with the possible exception of the belt. The belt on the new one is a little bit too vibrant, but the fins on the boots and the gauntlets are more accurate, as is the strap that goes across his chest. Also, there's more pronounced scratching and detailing. Turning them sideways, you can take a look. The shoulders are just much bulkier on the new model, and the fact that it is die cast definitely adds something. It is a big improvement. All right, so leaving Armored Batman, the next obvious choice would be regular Batman. And this is the 2.0 Batman from Hot Toys. And it looks great. The armored one really looks like this figure just put on a suit of armor. They totally match up. All right, so after that, we move on to Superman. And this is the Hot Toys Justice League Superman. He's shorter than the Armored Batman, as he should be. He's shorter than Affleck. And with those big, heavy boots, I'm not surprised by that at all. I would not be surprised to see Hot Toys do a 2.0 of the Superman figure, as they seem to be doing a lot of that recently. Final thoughts on this guy? If you have the 1.0, should you upgrade? Yeah, you probably should. I'm glad I did. This figure has a lot of presence. He's got a lot of weight. I think the sculpting is better. Just all in all, this is a better figure. It's not perfect. I do wish the articulation was better. I wish they gave you a wired standard cape. I wish the electronic light-up features were not so tiny to put in. I'm not sure how they would do that, but God, it's a little heart-wrenching when you're trying to insert the plugs into both the spear and the helmet to get the lights on. Once they're on, they look good. I'm not going to say they don't. But getting those plugs in, it's a little bit challenging. I was hoping the battle damage pieces would be compatible with the 1.0 version, and I would just make a battle damaged version of the 1.0. But sadly, they are not, without pretty much completely ruining the 1.0 figure. So, that's it for this review. Thanks for joining me. Again, if you would, hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll catch you next time.